For the Bears, the defense has gotten stronger second half of the season. Alex Brown leads with 5.5 sacks. They're not a big sack team. Brian Urlacher, 4th year in a row, he leads the team in tackles. Lance Briggs, the rookie, has been outstanding, as has rookie cornerback Charles Tillman.
Lean outside. He said, I want a pile of bodies. Go for their legs. Stack them up.
3 wide receivers for the Chiefs on 3rd and 3. Everybody out. Green goes short and hit hard. And short of the first down was Derek Blaylock, who was in for Priest Holmes at running back. And a big hit on the play. As the Bears stop him short, Mike Brown.
Say hello to my little friend, Mike Brown. It's a little guy that packs a punch. This guy brings it to you like nobody else in the NFL from the free safety spot. That jolts your bones a little bit there, Sam?
Still rattling. Oh, he's a good player. Offense led by the rookie out of Florida, Rex Grossman, who is 2-0 as a starter in the NFL. The offensive line, Mike Candy is back after missing games with a shoulder injury. Olin Kreutz holds that entire offensive line together. Anthony Thomas looking to go over 1,000 yards rushing for the 2nd time in his career. Bears from the 20-yard line. They'd like to get a lead on the Chiefs and make them play from behind. The A-train, Anthony Thomas, cuts back. Good gain up to the 27. John Browning, the tackle, made 4 wide receivers in for the Bears. On 2nd and 2, Bobby Wade in motion.
Empty backfield.
The blitz on, the pass is caught by Marty Booker for a first down at the 33-yard line. Marty Booker setting a Bears record with a reception in 57 consecutive games. 2 backs, Anthony Thomas behind Stanley Pritchard. The end around to Bobby Wade. And the rookie gets up to the 38-yard line. Bobby Wade seeing more time. He's a rookie out of Arizona.
Sam, teams are doing this in the NFL now. This is a big play. This reverse isn't meant to get any yards whatsoever. This reverse is meant to freeze the defensive end, to keep him from closing inside. See how he crashed inside there? That's why that thing did pick up a couple yards. I said 2 years ago, I believe to be the best in the NFL, and they've even improved more so this year.
On the delay, it's Priest Holmes, and he stopped immediately. Keith Traylor, a one-time Kansas City Chief, played here for 2 years in 95-96. Good penetration, stops Priest Holmes for a loss of about a yard.
Yeah, Keith Traylor, look at big Keith Traylor. He was drafted in the NFL as a linebacker, Sam. Look, he ate his way down to a down lineman. He got on that furniture diet. You know, that's when your chest falls to your drawers. To that unit, and he's also the guy that sets the defense.
Stanley Pritchard, the fullback, in motion. Quick outside to Marty Booker. He's got a first down up to 35. Want to correct what I mentioned earlier. Booker has now caught a pass in 58 consecutive games, and that is a Bears franchise record. He passed Bobby Ingram.
Adjustment, then pursuit comes. Ryan Sims has to continue that kind of play.
Pritchard in motion to the right. Now it's Thomas in motion. Empty backfield, short drop. Grossman goes outside to Thomas, and a short pickup up to the 38-yard line. Scott Fujita and William Bartee take him out. 3rd possession of the game for the Bears. First 2 have ended in punts. Grossman to throw on first down and completes it to the tight end, Desmond Clark. Tries to fight off Kawika Mitchell, the middle linebacker, takes him down, but it's a first down for the Bears at the 37-yard line. It's right at the line.
Sam, the Bears really like this young tight end. I mean, they really like him. Desmond Clark, he's just been injured a ton. Now, I want you to watch. He's over here, 50. Kawika Mitchell is going to end up covering Desmond Clark. And as the crossing pattern evolves, he just gets a little bit out of position. He starts trailing him from behind, and Clark makes a heck of a grab.
From the Chiefs, 37. Quick outside. David Terrell puts up about 5 on the play, down to the 32. Well, Woods, the Pro Bowl safety, made. He just did it slowly.
That's all right, JB.
Around the left side, Holmes gets pushed back by Urlacher, and Urlacher made the tackle. Good job of penetration by Brian Urlacher. He used his strength, slowed it all down, and made the tackle himself.
Brian Urlacher is just a guy that really not enough can be said about him. He came into the game with over 150 tackles as is, and he'll leave today with 10 to 12 tackles, maybe more, as much as the Chiefs are running the football. But he's a guy that, because he's been so good, you know, everybody expects the Bears to be
back is Chris Chandler. Fourth time in 5 possessions that the Chiefs have started beyond their 40-yard line. That back pass to Johnny Morton is read beautifully by Bobby Gray. Takes him down for a big loss. Nice play by Gray. 7-yard loss. Bobby Gray's had a strong game thus far.
Well, you saw where Morton was lined up in the backfield as like a tailback. And they've tried to do some things with him. Last week, he picked up some yards on a little reverse play, something like that, where they get him to the perimeter, to the outside.
He's completed better than 51% of his passes, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Anthony Thomas behind Stanley Pritchett. Takes it outside. Nice cut upfield. Good run by Thomas, who protects the ball and gets to the 26-yard line, where Sean Barber took him down. That's a good run by the A-Train.
Sam, to me, when I look at the Kansas City Chiefs, the reasons they have run defense problems is when the guys shoot gaps, they get turned. They turn their shoulders. Here, watch inside. Vonnie Holliday takes the inside. He shoots inside. And when they do that, they kind of get washed by. And I've seen it a lot from the Chiefs defensive line this year. They get their
6 defensive backs in for the Bears, who show blitz. Green drops back, throws short to Priest Holmes. No gain on the play. Charles Tillman right there with a strong tackle.
Well, you're right, Sam. They did show blitz. They showed blitz, and then they got out of it real quick. And when they got out of it, Tillman was just sitting there waiting. Chiefs get Priest the record he wants, and they get him the heck out.
He picks up the blitz. The pass is intercepted. Great interception by Jerry Azuma. And he is out of bounds up at the 23-yard line. Azuma stepped in front of the intended receiver and picked it off. His 4th interception of the season.
Weird things happen, Sam. Yeah. On the last game, they just do. And this ball looks like it's going to be caught. This is an excellent break on the ball by Jerry Azuma. And I really believe that was to Dante Hall. I really believe that Trent Green thought he had a lot of time to get the ball there. The ball kind of hung up there, a lot of air under it, instead of rifled in there. And Jerry Zuma had time to make the break.
Bears go with 3 wide receivers. Bobby Wade is the 3rd. Rabi Abdullah in the backfield. Short drop by Stewart. Waits and throws and completes it. Good leaping catch by Marty Booker for a first down at the 42. Booker's 3rd grab. And a timeout. Montique Sharp is in on the defensive line for the Chiefs. Stewart, short drop, pump fake, hit as he throws. Marty Booker wide open. And he's taken down in Chiefs territory at the 32. Good pass by Stewart under pressure. On 2nd and 10, Chiefs showing blitz. And drop back in coverage. Short pass to Rabi Abdullah. Inside the 20, down to the 15. Bears have 1 timeout remaining, and it looks like, let's see, I thought someone was going to use it. No. At the 15-yard line, 3 wide receivers in. Rabi Abdullah in the backfield. It's Abdullah carrying. Couple of blocks inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Nice run by Rabi Abdullah. Why? You wanted him to throw it into the end zone.
I mean, yeah.
Now Cordell Stewart will finish the game. Rex Grossman out with the right hand injury. Anthony Thomas turns it into a big gainer, forcing his way across the 35. Scott Fujita and John Browning make the stop. But a hard, tough run for Anthony Thomas, who now goes over 1,000 yards rushing this season, 2nd time in his career.
Well, let's take a look. I think all you have to do is look at the shoulders. Let's take a look at the snap of the ball. Here we have a guy crashing a gap, The shoulders are turned. You know, you see the way they get split. This defense shoots gaps, meaning that they slant their defensive linemen in between maybe the center and the guard and the tackle. Post tackle.
Jimmy Wilkerson, number 66, in at right defensive end. The fake by Stewart, rolling, throwing back, wide open. Desmond Clark, the tight end, down to the Chiefs' 30-yard line.
Wide open is a pretty good way to describe that, Sam. I'd say you're right on the money there.
24-yard pickup, and Stewart's throwing the ball better now. He's gotten into a little bit of a rhythm.
Well, watch the tight end just move right in here. And actually, there was two guys that were open. They brought the receiver in there, too. I believe that was Wade deep in the middle, and they brought underneath Clark, the tight end.
Maynard, the holder. Patrick Manley, the long snapper. Bears trying to get points on the board. The kick has got direction, and it comes up good. Just went over the crossbar. Edinger, a 48-yard field goal. The Bears lose the three-way tiebreaker with Seattle and Dallas. Chiefs from the 38. Green swings it outside. Dante Hall knocked down by Lance Briggs, the rookie linebacker out of Arizona. Greg Blasch telling us about Briggs and Tillman, saying they love the game. Football is important to them. They love to be coached, and they're the core of the future of the defense of the Bears.
You know what else Greg Blasch said that really struck me? He talked about the passion of these two guys, and I talked with Briggs too, and he exudes that passion. But every Monday they come in and watch the film, and they have a great sheet.
Tennessee wins, Indianapolis loses. Tennessee wins the AFC South. Green, big run, thrown down by Brian Urlacher. Big blitz by Urlacher for the sack on Trent Green.
That's about a 15-yarder too.
Boy, he came in with speed, and Green never had a chance to set up.
Well, go take a look at it. Here's Urlacher. He's going to be coming right in here. Watch him. And he comes underneath and through the tight end. They slid the line away from the Mike linebacker, being on a fantastic job and an NFL record.
Reese, the Bears start from the 34. It's Anthony Thomas running hard. William Barty got a piece of him, pulled him down. Good strength on the run by Anthony Thomas up to the 44-yard line. He's got a first down.
To play catch-up. And when you have to play catch-up in the NFL, you're going to gamble. And when you gamble, the Chiefs will take advantage of it.
Chris Chandler, third quarterback used in the game, swinging it out to Anthony Thomas, gets up to the 45-yard line.
20 right now.
Wow. Baker's kickoff. Azuma from the 4. And he runs into a couple of Chiefs, breaks away, goes to the other side. Azuma, some great moves. Oh, terrific return by Jerry Azuma. One of the best in the NFL. Takes it up to the 48-yard line, a 44-yard return.
Taking over as offensive coordinator 3 years ago, Sam. He's really grown into the position and excelled at it.
Chris Chandler throwing wide open, David Terrell. But Terrell, instead of running straight for the goal line, ran right toward one of the Chiefs. I couldn't understand that move. He's brought down at the Kansas City 17 by Shenard Hartz. And 3.
He's kept them together.
Got to one under 500.
Absolutely.
However, over 5 years, he's had only one winning season.
And that year that they were 13-3, Sam, was a year in which the defense came up with unbelievable big plays to win games for them today. But Kansas City took advantage of it.
3 sacks, 9 pressures. Chandler throws, and Booker dives. Flag on the play. Booker comes up with the ball, and we'll check out the flag. And it's interference on the Chiefs, so that play will stand. Opportunity. On second down, pressure on Chandler. Gets rid of it to David Terrell. And he's brought down by Quentin Caver. Kansas City has made changes on the play. Other players for the Bears who are coming to perhaps the end of their Chicago careers. Chris Valerio, the guard. He's been there for 8 years. He's a free agent.
And he was emotional about it, too. He doesn't want it to end, but he realizes the business side of it now.
Good evening, everybody, and for the final time in 2003, welcome to Instant Replay. In fact, we put the finishing touch on a few things tonight, one being the Bears season. Maybe the best thing you can say about the Bears season is that it's over. But it appears that with that comes the end of Dick Jauron's coaching tenure in Chicago, and that really is too bad. Jerry Angelo tells us tomorrow if the Bears plan to honor the final year of Jauron's contract, and indications tonight are that they will not, a decision that probably had nothing to do with today's season finale in Kansas City. The Chiefs were locked into a first-round bye in the playoffs. The Bears are trying to finish at an even 500, but they could only manage 2 first downs in the first quarter, and Trent Green kept the Chiefs drive alive with this 3rd and 15 throw to Eddie Kennison. Now that led to a record-breaking touchdown from Priest Holmes, his 26th on the ground, breaking Emmitt Smith's record of 25. It was 7-0 Chiefs in the second. Bears turn it back over on downs, and it's Green to Kennison again. All day to throw it. And the former Bear receiver makes it 14-0. Then to make things even worse, Rex Grossman rolling. He's hit. He tears a tendon on the middle finger of his throwing hand. He would miss the rest of the game. Chiefs trying to add on late in the first half. Green back to throw. Intercepted by Jerry Azuma at the goal line. He brought it back out of trouble. Then Cordell Stewart drove him to the 8, but after a running play and a final timeout, Stewart throws it to Bobby Wade. You got to get out of bounds, but he doesn't. As the clock runs out, how many times have they done that? 14-0 at halftime. Then in the third, the A-Train breaks one. Anthony Thomas for 20 helped set up a field goal that made it 14-3, but Stewart threw interceptions on the next 2 possessions, and Holmes gets another one late in the third, breaking the overall record for touchdowns in a season with 27. By the time this was over, Chris Chandler even got a chance under center for the Bears, and this is kind of a fitting way to finish it off, isn't it? Chandler swarmed under twice in a row, and the Bears got swarmed under by the Chiefs. For a team that didn't have anything to play for, they sure looked sharp today. And the Bears had a pretty nice run over the last 10 games, but that was not on their minds in the aftermath of today.
Losing season, not good enough. That's the best summer right there.
Where'd it go wrong? Where did it go wrong?
It's too many places, too many points. It's not just 1 point, it's too many places.
I don't think you could put on camera how it's some of this season, but it just wasn't a good season, but there was positives in it, and hopefully later on we can dwell on the positives and build on that.
It happened, you got to deal with it. And whatever happened, I'm sure everybody around the organization, we're going to have fun. We're going to move on and continue to play football.
Again, this game didn't mean much to anybody but Priest Holmes on the Kansas City side. For the Bears, though, it was a matter of pride, but as Rich King reports from Arrowhead, there wasn't much to be proud of today.
The game was a total waste for the Bears. The only significant news, a second-quarter injury to Rex Grossman.
I banged my middle finger early in the game, and when I went to break my fall, or I don't know when it happened, but tore a ligament in my middle finger. And I'm just going to have to see a hand specialist tomorrow to see where it's at.
But almost all the conversation in the locker room afterward was about Dick Jauron and whether or not he would be back as Bears coach. I asked Jauron how badly he wanted to come back.
I don't want to come back any more than I did 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or to be here in the beginning. I've loved being here. I love being here. It's a great franchise. It is the charter franchise. It's a great city to coach in, and they're, I guess most importantly, terrific group of guys in there.
I want to come back and coach a guy like Rex Grossman. The 3 years that I've been the coordinator, it's been a turnstile with the quarterback position, obviously.
At a point in my career, there are no bad options for me. And whatever cards I'm dealt, I'm going to play them, and I feel comfortable with the cards that will be dealt, regardless to what, where, whatever. I don't worry about that. I know that I'm going to get all my grades done. I'm going to go up, not only check on my cottage, check on the construction. I'm going to Texas and do a little hunting, and then after that, we'll deal with everything else.
Some of the players don't know what the future is with Jauron, but being a veteran, you sense he will be back? You have a gut feeling?
If it was my call, yeah, he'd be back, but, it's not my call. I've been through it before with, Erickson and, Holmgren coming in there. So, you just have to wait and see what happens.
Well, on the record, information impossible to come by about Dick Jauron, but off the record, some veteran Bears staffers say the mood at Hallis Hall has been somber this week, indicating Jauron might be gone. In any event, we'll all find out tomorrow when the Bears hold a news conference at Hallis Hall early in the afternoon. From Arrowhead Stadium, Rich King for Instant Replay.
Okay, Rich, if you look inside the numbers, it doesn't seem like a 31-3 game, but the Chiefs did win almost every stat line. They had the short field all day today, too. And the Bears never did make a play when they really needed one, so they finished the season at 7-9, the only stat that really matters, I guess, and the one that will be etched on Dick Jauron's coaching tombstone here in Chicago if, as expected, Jerry Angelo fires him tomorrow. In terms of character, you'll never find anybody who'll say a bad word about Dick Jauron. But when you get to the actual coaching part, well, that's a different story.
Dick, is it difficult to tune out the speculation on your future?
Well, in the last 2 minutes it has been, you know. But other than that, you know, it's not.
Whether he ignored it or not, the pressure's been building on Dick Jauron since the Bears showed up ill-prepared in that season-opening embarrassment at San Francisco. Those who want him gone have plenty of ammunition. One winning season in 5, 21 games under 500 in the other 4. And Jauron's critics would tell you that 2001 was the luckiest 13-3 season in NFL history.
Empty backfield and 5 receivers. Quick throw into the end zone. Diving grab for a touchdown by...
Backed up by the blowout playoff loss at home to the Eagles. His record alone would get him whacked in most places. Then there's the Bears' offense. Horrific. Under the misdirection of John Shue, the Bears are nearly last in the NFL this season, 4th from the bottom last year, 7th worst the year before. They did finally add a quarterback's coach, but that cannot balance out Jauron's inexplicable loyalty to a man clearly not up to this challenge.
12 seconds remaining in the half.
There are also game management issues with Jauron, played out once again in Kansas City, where confusion at the end of the first half cost the Bears at least a field goal.
Bobby Wade is tackled inbound.
And you don't have time. You don't have a timeout left.
Dick, obviously some confusion there at the end. What was the situation and what did you want?
Any confusion, really. We just didn't get what we needed to get done.
But this has happened before, even last week against Washington. Jauron has to take charge in timeouts, make sure his players know exactly what he wants them to do. All too many times, the Bears have messed up in clock management. All that said, the Bears are improving. For the first time in his tenure, Jauron finally has a quarterback to build around in Rex Grossman. Despite having to retool his offensive line, Jauron had the Bears playing mostly on the same page at the end, going 6-4 in the final 10 games. There's a core of good young players on both sides of the football. Moreover, this is a man held in high regard by nearly everyone in the NFL, most importantly by his players. Every Bear who's spoken about the coaching situation has wanted him back. They played hard for Jauron right to the finish. To them and to the media, he's one of the classiest guys in football. In fact, if he could have beaten the Packers, won some other games, maybe even a playoff game or two, Dick Jauron would be the perfect coach for this franchise. But over 5 years, he didn't win enough games, and the bottom line appears to be enough to cost him his job.